Florida's luxury real estate market is often associated with Miami, Naples, and Palm Beach because they're coastal and appealing due to their proximity to the water. Orlando has a luxury real estate market too, and its distinctive feature is the abundance of lakes throughout the area. What's nice about Orlando is that your money stretches further here compared to the other cities mentioned, and since Orlando is inland, hurricanes are less of a concern. In this video, we'll discover the various Orlando neighborhoods that offer luxury real estate. We will also compare and contrast the different areas, discuss their location, and then why people may choose one versus the other. First, I'll share a few of the popular areas that people gravitate towards for their primary residence or where they want to live full-time. Then I'll share some of the smaller pocket neighborhoods around Orlando. Then we'll move on to the condos or luxury condos around Orlando. And lastly, we'll look at some of the adjacent neighborhoods that still offer a lot of the same amenities and benefits of living in these luxury primary residential spots. Let's start with the top 4 luxury primary residential areas, and in no particular order. We have Winter Park, Windermere, Lake Nona, and Winter Garden. Winter Park is one of the first established areas in Central Florida, and it's located just north of downtown. This is where people would vacation from the north, so around the Winter Park chain of lakes exists a lot of these luxury lakefront estates. You can actually boat, you can do water sports, you can take jet skis all around these chain of lakes that are interconnected with a canal. Then there's Park Avenue, which offers a lot of boutique shops and nice restaurants. Some of the top-rated public and private schools are situated within or just next to Winter Park, making it a very desirable place for families as well. And then it's away from the theme parks, which makes people who aren't interested in Disney World or Universal or that tourism of Orlando to be away from that and still enjoy the Central Florida and everything it has to offer. Since Winter Park was established long ago, you'll find some historic homes and many homes that were built long ago. The lot sizes tend to be a little bit smaller compared to other luxury areas of Orlando. And with smaller homes means the price per square foot seems to be a bit higher compared to other areas. So if you're looking for another area with more space, more land, you can find that in Windermere. Windermere is situated just north of Disney World and west of downtown Orlando, and it features some of the most impressive estates all throughout Orlando or even Florida. On a price per square foot basis, it's a little bit less expensive to get in. However, there are much bigger homes and bigger lot sizes in Windermere compared to Winter Park, so if that's something that someone desires, that is a good place to find it. The public school system in Windermere is also highly rated. A benefit to living in Windermere is that you're very close to the theme parks and Sand Lake Road, which features Restaurant Row, that has a ton of really nice steakhouses and fine dining. One of the common complaints of Windermere residents is the traffic. There are not many main roads in and out of the city, so rush hours can be a bit hectic. Lake Nona is situated just south of Orlando International Airport. Lake Nona is one of the fastest growing areas in all of Orlando, and it's fairly new. Most of the homes were built in the early 2000s and on, so you won't find many older homes like you might in Winter Park or Windermere. There are not as many lakefront opportunities in Lake Nona area. However, the real estate in general is a bit more affordable compared to Windermere and Winter Park. The same master developers of Isleworth and Windermere, one of the most luxurious communities of Orlando, are the master developers of Lake Nona. Lake Nona does feature some of the best golf courses in Central Florida. Additionally, the public schools of Lake Nona are highly rated. Lake Nona also has many different state-of-the-art medical facilities, making Lake Nona a very convenient place for anyone working in the medical field. One of the common complaints of residents in the Lake Nona area is traffic. There aren't many roads in and out of the region, so traffic can be a bit congested. However, there are new roads being developed that's going to alleviate some of that. Winter Garden is situated to the west and northwest of Disney World and west of downtown, of course. Winter Garden also includes an area called Horizons West. The address will still say Winter Garden, but Horizon West is a very new development of Orlando. This used to be farmland and citrus groves, and you can have a really good opportunity of finding brand new construction in Horizon West. Whereas Winter Garden, you're going to find a mixture of older homes and newer homes, and all of these areas will be a bit more affordable compared to Winter Park and Windermere. A benefit to living in the Winter Garden and Horizon West area is that you can get a newer home at a less expensive price compared to Winter Park, and you'll still be in very close proximity to the theme parks. This could be considered a pro or a con of Winter Garden area, is that you're a bit removed from downtown Orlando and the other main streets of the more well-established areas around Central Florida. I'm Kris Kennedy, and I'm a realtor with Compass in Orlando and Winter Park. I make these videos not to be a famous YouTuber, but to help people in real estate, because that's my full-time job and my passion. If you're finding this video helpful, it would be really nice if you gave it a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the other videos that I create about Orlando. Some other smaller neighborhoods or subdivisions outside of where we've already mentioned include Alaqua Lakes in Longwood and Heathrow in Lake Mary. These are two small subdivisions to the northwest of Orlando. This is great for people looking for their primary residential home. You'll find the majority of the people living in the northwest part of Orlando in Heathrow and Alaqua Lakes live there as their full-time primary residence. Another luxury area is Dr. Phillips, situated just south of Windermere. There are many different communities within Dr. Phillips and many different lakefront options as well. The Bay Hill Country Club, where the Arnold Palmer is held for the last 20 years or so, is also situated right in Dr. Phillips. And then finally, Golden Oak is an exclusive small subdivision built by Disney, and it's part of the Four Seasons Resort that features some of the most expensive real estate in Central Florida. Let's move on to the luxury condo market of Orlando. In Winter Park, there are a handful of low-rise or mid-rise condominiums, some older, some kind of newer, like the Douglas Grand, the Landmark, or the Cloisters, to name a few. If you're looking for a high-rise condo, you would go to downtown. And while Orlando is nothing like South Florida in terms of the quantity of high-rise options, there's only a few in downtown Orlando. Worth mentioning here for luxury condos, those include the Sanctuary, the View, and the Waverly. The Sanctuary probably offering a little bit more in terms of amenities. Then if you go south to Dr. Phillips, you'll find the Vizcaya Heights condo, which is a mid-rise condo offering really nice views of Little Sand Lake or Big Sand Lake, and you'll be in very close proximity to all of the nice restaurants along Restaurant Row on Sand Lake Road. I mentioned some of the adjacent neighborhoods to these luxury areas where it may be a little more obtainable to find a new luxury home. For example, next to Winter Park, there is College Park, where there is a big diversity of home types. A lot of these older homes are now being replaced with new, often modern homes, and it's a bit more affordable to get the same size or quality home that you would find in Winter Park, and it's right next door and you can enjoy all of the same amenities. Another community that's adjacent to Winter Park is Baldwin Park. This used to be a military base that was scraped and replaced with this beautiful planned community in 2005, 6, and 7. It's a very desirable, sought-after community, great for schools, and convenience is absolutely incredible when you live in Baldwin Park. So it's definitely worth to check out. Just north of Winter Park is the city of Maitland. Lake Maitland is actually one of the larger lakes in the Winter Park chain of lakes, and half or more of Lake Maitland is actually in the city of Maitland. So it's definitely worth looking into because it's so close to the city of Winter Park and Interstate 4, and again, enjoy all of the conveniences that Orlando has to offer, looking in any of those adjacent towns to Winter Park. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. All of my contact information is in the description. If you're interested in Orlando real estate, please reach out. I'm always happy to have a conversation, and I hope to see you next time.